Good morning. It's for those of you who don't know, I'm Tampa Mayor Bob Buckhorn, and it's a great pleasure on behalf of this amazing American city to be here to pay homage to some amazing men who are here before you. Before we start, Corporal Mark Brunson of the 3rd Battalion, 9th Marines, who served one tour in Iraq and in Afghanistan, will sing the national anthem. Corporal Brunson.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave?
I get a great opportunity here to represent my city and paying homage to some of the young men that you see here in front of us, in addition to some retired and active duty New York firemen. And more importantly, to pay homage to the service of every young man, every young woman, every sailor, soldier, Marine, Coast Guardsman who has gone to war for us and for my kids, not asking for anything in return other than the opportunity to serve. And we are here to pay homage to them. There are some folks here today that have been involved in their lives. One of these young men is somebody who I know, somebody who I had a chance to welcome home, somebody who this community had a chance to welcome home. He is a member of my parish at Christ the King, which is really his extended family. Corporal Mike Nicholson, United States Marine Corps, who we are very, Sergeant now, sorry Mike, sorry, you've been promoted since the last time I saw you, who we are very, very proud of, as we are of all of the service of the veterans that are here today. Joining me today is somebody who needs no introduction. He is somebody who is dedicated his life to working with American veterans. He is probably best known for his role in the movie Lieutenant Dan in Forrest Gump, but I will tell you that the role that he plays in life, I think, is even more important than the magic that he works on the big screen. That was a great movie, but Gary Sinise is a great human being. He does it not because it sells tickets to his movies. He does it because he believes in these men and women who serve us. He believes in honoring their service. He believes in recognizing the fact that when duty called, these young men did their service. There's a story in the Bible that I remember frequently. It's when Jesus was talking to the apostles and he said, "Who shall go from me? Who is it that we shall send?" And Isaiah raised his hand and said, "Send me, Lord, send me." Each of these young men said, "Send me." They didn't ask for anything in return. They didn't want their names in the paper. They said, "Send me." And we are honored to be in their presence. We also have with us Frank Siller, who's the brother of Stephen Siller, who's one of the 343 first responders who were killed on September 11th in the attack on America. The foundation chose to hold this event in this plaza for a reason. This is known as Heroes Plaza. Those of you who came through this area right here see the glass panels that pay honor to those who have been killed in the line of duty. 3 panels pay tribute to Tampa police officers, 9 of which have been killed since I have been involved in public service. Those are 9 friends whose funerals I have had to attend. Sheriff's deputies, firefighters, war veterans, including women in World War II, and the Buffalo Soldiers. Heroes Plaza gives us a place to honor all of those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for us, as well as all of those who currently are in places far away, risking their lives for our freedom and safety. If the greatest casualty for our veterans is being forgotten, then there is no more fitting place than where we are right here today to hold this event. Now, I, as mayor, get to do some pretty neat things. But one of the things that I enjoy doing the most is recognizing those who have given the most. As mayor, I get to declare days for special people and special organizations, folks who contribute greatly to this community, to this country. And we've prepared a proclamation for this day. And I'm going to read some of the whereases, not all of the whereases. Whereas the veterans of the United States Armed Forces have served this nation in times of both peace and war, and in doing so have assured the safety and prosperity of all of our citizens. And whereas as we enjoy our freedom, we should remember the sacrifices made on our behalf by the men and women of the Air Force, Army, Coast Guard, Marine Corps, and Navy, who bravely serve our country to protect the liberty of Americans and others around the globe. And whereas to honor the many veterans who have valiantly served, the Gary Sinise Foundation, founded by actor Gary Sinise, and the Stephen Siller Tunnel to Towers Foundation, are dedicated to building for America's bravest program, whereby specially adapted, customized smart homes are built for the most seriously wounded United States service personnel. And whereas each smart home will provide personal independence and freedom to each of the 12 severely injured servicemen that have been chosen to receive them, and each will also receive a benefit concert in their honor performed in their hometown by Gary Sinise and the Lieutenant Dan Band, with the proceeds supporting the building of these homes. And whereas the City of Tampa, and it is only most fitting that the Gary Sinise and the Gary Sinise Foundation and Frank Siller of the Stephen Siller Tunnel to Towers Foundation will gather here today at Heroes Plaza in Tampa, Florida, to show support for veterans and to announce the first 2013 Smart Home honoree is Tampa's hometown hero, United States Marine Corps Sergeant Michael Nicholson. And the benefit concert that will be held in his honor on May 10th, 2013 at Curtis Dixon Waterfront Park. Now therefore, I, Bob Buckhorn, but really on behalf of a grateful nation and a grateful city, by virtue of the authority vested in me as the mayor of the city of Tampa, Florida, do hereby proclaim on Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2013, as Tampa Loves Veterans Day in the city of Tampa, and encourage all of our citizens to join me in recognizing all of our military veterans and thanking them for their extraordinary service and sacrifice that they have made on our behalf. Thank you, and God bless each and every one of you. The first concert, as I indicated, will be held on May the 10th at Curtis Dixon. It will be honoring Tampa's own Sergeant Michael Nicholson, who lost both legs and an arm 6 months after Mike's injury. He joined his fellow veterans and cycled from Miami to Key West. His resolve and commitment is an inspiration to all of us, and now we are teaming up to give our favorite son, our hometown hero, a home that he deserves. Please go visit supportmichaelnicholson.com and buy tickets for the concert in May. Thanks.
Good morning, everyone. My name is John Hodge. I'm Director of Operations for the Tunnel to Towers Foundation It gives me great pleasure at this time to introduce Mr. Gary Sinise.
Thank you, everyone. It's a privilege to be here representing the Gary Sinise Foundation and with our partners, Frank Siller and the folks at Stephen Siller Tunnel to Towers Foundation, that be here in Heroes Plaza with all these great American heroes. Gary Sinise Foundation is tasked to serve and honor the needs of our military veterans, first responders, their families, and those in need. A while back, 2009, Frank and I met when he and his fellow New Yorkers wanted to build a home for the first surviving quadruple amputee, Brendan Morocco. And I had been involved in supporting the FDNY in some efforts in New York with various concerts and fundraising efforts. And Frank and I met and we teamed up to do a concert for Brendan. And shortly thereafter, Todd Nicely was injured with the same injury, a quadruple amputation, lost both his arms and both his legs. And so we teamed up on a concert for Todd, which led to our association and official partnership in creating the Building for America's Bravest program. Last year we did, I think, 10 concerts around the country, in various areas around the country, to bring awareness and raise funds to get these specially designed smart homes built for our very, very severely wounded warriors. And this year we have 12 on the books that we're going to do around the country. The first concert, as Mr. Mayor said, is going to be here for Mike on May 10th. I'll be playing in Miami on the 9th, going to come up here on the 10th. And a little bit later, I'll tell you all the various towns and the warriors here. We'll introduce everybody so that everybody can know where and when we're going to be building these homes and doing these concerts around the country. You could go to tunneltotowersfoundation.org, of course, or the GarySiniseFoundation.org to learn more about the Building for America's Bravest program. And it's my privilege at this time to introduce my partner in this effort for Building for America's Bravest, Frank Siller.
Gary, you put a lot of pressure on me. You were a little too brief. You know, we've been blessed in that our organizations have been dealing with the greatest and the bravest of all Americans. And we want to make sure that we give them a home that gives them back some of their independence. Why is the Tunnel to Towers Foundation doing this? Well, my brother, firefighter Stephen Siller, was one of the 343 firefighters that died on 9/11. He was on his way home to play golf with myself and my two other brothers when he heard on his radio that the Twin Towers was hit. He turned his truck around, he drove back to his firehouse, he got his fire gear, he drove to the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel, which is a tunnel that connects Brooklyn to Manhattan. And it was closed for security reasons. So he strapped 65 pounds of gear on his back and he ran through the tunnel to the towers where he gave up his life. And we were so proud of him as a family because Stephen was the youngest of 7 children, much younger than all of us. And we were so proud of what he did that we started a foundation in his honor. And we've done many things over the last 11 plus years. But we evolved because we know we were at war because what happened on September 11th. Plain and simple. And we felt it was our duty and our responsibility to take care of our men and women in uniform that put their lives on the line for us every single day. And with so many of them coming back so severely injured, and we heard about what Gary was just talking about, Brendan Morocco, the first quadruple amputee ever to survive, a group of us went down to Walter Reed and visited him and said it would be an honor and a privilege to build you a house. And from there, things have just kept on going because of so many great Americans. And most certainly, there is nobody that does more for our veterans, I believe, in America than Gary Sinise. The time that he gives to make sure that these kids are not forgotten and they get what they deserve is second to none. I would like to just say that although we're doing 12 houses this year, and we have 5 more that's under construction right now, and we've completed 6 last year, this is just the beginning, because we know that there's so many of them out there that are hurt. And we have great support. Today we have out here the Semper Fi Foundation, all right, Semper Fi Fund, they're with us, and also Hope for the Warriors, 2 organizations that actually come to Gary and our foundation and make recommendations, because they deal with these young men and women every single day, and they see their injuries, and they let us know, and then we do what we're supposed to do. You know, the connection is with first responders, firefighters, police officers. They put their lives on the line every single day. And you know that veterans are the exact same way. And you know, we have here today 2 firefighters, Battalion Chief John Carroll and Lieutenant Jack Kelty, who fought the battle at Ground Zero on 9/11, where a lot of people might think that we lost so many people that day, and it was such a sad day, but it was one of the greatest days in America in that there were so many acts of courage. So many people were helping each other to get out of that building. So many people ran in there like the firefighters. They were running towards it and not away. Just like these young men that are sitting right here in front of us. And look at the price they paid for our freedom to live in the freest and the greatest country in the history of the world. In the history of the world. And they paid a big price. And it is our responsibility to make sure that we take care of them. That we come together, and it's your communities. For each one of these, that Gary will read later, and where these houses are being built, and where he's doing these great concerts. And let me tell you something. You're in for a treat when you come to these concerts, because the band is fantastic. They're unbelievable. But it is our duty and our responsibility to make sure that we do that, and it is our community. So I'd like if Battalion Chief John Carroll and Lieutenant Jack Kelty come up here and just say a few words. Jack Kelty was going to speak on behalf of the Fire Department of New York City. Thank you.
Humbling to be here with these great Americans and in your fine city. Thanks for having us. On behalf of the members of the Fire Department of the City of New York, I'd like to share just this one little story. Well, not a story, but tradition in our job. Unfortunately, we've buried a lot of brothers over the years, and we've had a lot of line-of-duty funerals. And when we bury one of our brothers, it's a big deal. 10,000 people in the street, the bagpipes will phone. We'll do the solemn dirges and marches, and we'll send our brother home to God. Stand at attention, let the family pass by. Everyone gives a hand salute. Little known fact is, after that all goes down, and we said our goodbyes to our brother, and we honored his family, and we acknowledged their family's loss. You stick around the church 5 or 10 minutes, the bagpipe band will reform up, back where they marched. And they march back up the other way, past the church again. And only this time we play a fight song. Usually a Gary Owen, who the 7th Cavalry might enjoy. And it's back in the game. We bury our brother, we honor their loss, we pray for their family. But there's a fight still to be fought. There's people still yet to be protected. 9/11 we were attacked. No different than December 7th. On September 10th, we were at war. No different than December 8th. These brave Americans went to war because America was attacked. Not just in New York City, but in the Pentagon, and in Shanksville, and in homes across America. Everyone witnessed what happened that day. And we're at war. So like we do after we bury our brothers, is we get knocked down, we're Americans, we get back up, we get back in the game, we go forward. To these brave young men who carried that burden, and to all the brave men and women who are out there continuing that fight, I say thank you. And on behalf of the firefighters, and all the first responders in New York and across America. All I can say is we got your back. We'll never forget what you do for us, and as long as we stand here, we'll help you in any way we can. Thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant. It is my great pleasure now to introduce the second recipient for from one of these smart homes that we built for our most severely wounded service members. And standing right next to Todd is Jim Schubert. Jim Schubert's Jim furnishes every one of these houses for each one of these young men sitting up here, and the ones already and the ones that are going to be coming. So I just want to say, Jim, thank you so much for what you do for these great Americans. You know, I had an opportunity to meet Todd Nicely, like Gary was talking earlier. We were out to dinner figuring how the concert was going to be, and Gary turned to me and said, Frank, you know, there's another quadruple amputee, Todd Nicely, out of Missouri. And I said, yeah. I said, it's terrible. It's just so sad that so many of these kids are getting hurt so badly. So he turned to me and he said, well, you're building a house for Brendan. What are you going to do for Todd? And I said, Gary, I guess we are going to be building Todd a house. And that's truly how this all really began. Was Gary saying, hey, we can't stop here. We have to continue. And it just is what we are supposed to be doing. There is no doubt, not 1 ounce of a doubt. And you listen to Todd talk and how it's changed his life, and you'll hear that. You'll know that we all, as Americans, are doing the right thing. So let's welcome Sergeant Todd Nicely.
Hello, Tampa. My name is Corporal Todd Nicely. And 2012, June 2012, I received a home, as Frank was telling you. But prior to that, March 26, 2010, was a day that forever changed my life as I stepped on an IED and lost both my arms and both my legs. And I remember waking up in the hospital bed thinking to myself, as most of these guys did, what now? How am I gonna move on past this and continue to live my life and be able to take care of my wife and hopefully one day my family? And I was in therapy one day, and these gentlemen with Tunnel to Towers Foundation approached me and said, we want to build you a home. And that in itself had taken a tremendous weight off my shoulders, because now I knew that that was one less thing that I had to worry about, and I could continue therapy and continue to move on with my life. On June 2012, I received the home, and ever since that day, it's been a great thing for me, because as you know, the world itself is not such a handicap-friendly place, but now this home that I have is a safe haven that I can continue to live in and know that I will be able to make a glass of water for myself, and I will be able to get up in the morning and make breakfast for myself or do whatever I need to do in the morning. But this house wasn't just independence for me, it was independence for my caretaker, my wife, Crystal. And that was a good feeling for me, because I knew that no longer she was going to have to take care of me, as I would be able to do this for myself now. And I could go on and on about this house and how great it is, but I do this because I may have got my home, but there's tons of more guys in a situation like I am that also need their homes, and so that's why I do the speaking for this thing. And the foundation, after they built my home, they just don't leave you there. It's almost an extended family now. So not only do I get a house, I also got an extended family. So as you look down upon these guys, just realize that they're going to hopefully one day have that same feeling that I do of independence and freedom now in my own home that I don't have to worry about no longer. Thank you.
Thank you, Corporal. Remember, it's supportmikenicholson.com, MikeNicholson.com, not Michael. Supportmikenicholson.com. And Gary's going to now go ahead and come up here and talk about each one of these guys and what we're doing and where it's going to be. So once again, Gary Sinise.
We would have loved to have had the band here to play a little preview of what we're going to do on May 10th here in Tampa, but since we can't do that, and you know, we played a lot of different concerts around the country for a lot of different warriors, we thought we'd show you a little video that we put together to give you a little idea of what the concerts do and the types of people that we're building for. So let's run the video.
We know where our freedom comes from, right? There's so many wounded warriors out there. And we can show him that we're not going to take what he did and what he's gone through and what he's going through now and what his family is going through now for granted.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Gary Sinise Foundation.
Resources and all the funds and everything we raise tonight is going to go to build Juan a specially designed smart home, just designed for him.
I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you. Everybody here today is contributing to a house that gives me that last bit of freedom and independence to reclaim my life back to normal.
Adam, come on out here, bud.
We're going to present this check for $42,000.
Pleasure and privilege to team up with the Tunnel to Towers Foundation and the Gary Sinise Foundation to join in our Building for America's Bravest program to get these wounded warriors specially designed homes. And we're going to build one. We're building one right here for Tyler. It's his night. This is Tyler's.
Show me a check. $50,000 for Brian's house.
Did everybody have fun tonight? We conclude for our concerts here tonight for 2012 by trying to raise money and awareness for Mike Schlitz and Todd Love. These two guys represent so many who have given so much. They are our freedom providers. We can never take our freedom for granted.
I want to thank everyone that came out tonight and is showing your support for me and Michael.
It means so much to me. And so this is my time to say thank you to you. Because you guys came out here, you guys took your time to come out here to support Todd Love and myself. And it is appreciative. So my hat's off to you guys. Thank you.
God bless you.
So it looks like fun, huh? By the way, in every one of these cities that we go to, we also encourage as much local sponsorship as possible to help us not only raise money for the homes, but to take care of some of the expenses for the concerts and that kind of thing. Each one of these homes costs roughly $500,000. We encourage local builders to get involved. and local sponsors to come in with extra donations to help make sure that we get these homes built. I played a wounded warrior in a movie a while back, and at that moment, that was 1994 when the film came out, and I was approached by the Disabled American Veterans Organization to come to their national convention in Chicago, Illinois, the DAV. That was back in '94, almost 20 years ago. And from that moment on, I've stayed very, very active in the Wounded Warrior space and the Disabled American Veterans Organization, supporting them as much as I can. It was an eye-opening experience to play the character. I have Vietnam veterans in my family and have been motivated quite a lot by what happened to our Vietnam veterans when they came home from war and how the nation turned its back on our warriors at that time. And we can never let that happen again. The nation which forgets its defenders will itself be forgotten. Calvin Coolidge said that. That's based on a quote by Abraham Lincoln. And I truly believe that. So there was a role that I could play in supporting our wounded and helping them out. It's been my privilege. I've met extraordinary people. Some of them are right here with us today. And it's my privilege to be able to contribute and to support this great partnership in the building of these homes through our Building for America's Bravest program. So today I'm going to kind of run through the list, introduce some of the guys to you. Run through the list of concerts. You can go, as I said, either to Tunnel to Towers Foundation or the Gary Sinise Foundation.org, and you can see more about the Building for America's Bravest program and all about these concerts and the warriors that we're building for. They have incredible stories, each and every one of them. They're most deserving of our support, and it's a privilege to be here, guys, to be able to do what we can to show our gratitude to you. Okay, as the mayor said, the first concert is going to be for Mike Nicholson, right over here. Raise your hand, Mike. May 10th. So tickets are going on sale, I don't know, anytime soon. Today. Tickets are on sale today at MikeNicholson.com. Support MikeNicholson.com. And, of course, you can go to those other foundations to find out a little bit more about that. But we'll be back May 10th to play that great concert. We hope everybody comes out to show their support. We raise a lot of money that night to make sure that we get Mike his home. John Masson and Thomas McRae. Let's see, guys, where are you? Right here. Here's John and Thomas. We're going to go up to Fayetteville the next day on May 11th, we're going to do a concert for both John and Tom up in Fayetteville, North Carolina. So spread the word up there. All the affiliates, send it out, send the word out. We want everybody to be aware of these concerts. Those tickets are probably going on sale pretty soon as well, right? Then Ben Tomlinson. Ben? He's right here. On May 19th in Jacksonville, Alabama, we'll be doing a concert for Ben. So we have a busy May, as you can see. We're two concerts, May 10th and 11th, and then on the 19th we'll be in Jacksonville, Alabama, to play a concert for Ben and to raise money for his home. Then Mark Latinsky is not here today, but we'll be playing a concert for him actually June 29th. Now we've flopped these dates around a little bit. Mark is going to live in St. Paul, Minnesota. We'll be doing a concert there for him on the 29th, but on the 28th we'll be doing a concert for Taylor Morris, right here, Taylor, in Cedar Falls, Iowa. And each one of these gentlemen, as I said, has an incredible story. We could go through each and every one of their stories right now, but you can find out more about them on our websites to see exactly who we're doing this for and the incredible things that they've lived through and survived. Travis Mills is not here today. We're going to be doing a concert in Augusta, Maine for him on July 26th. on July 27th in, looks like in Long Island, New York, last I heard, for Ben Harrow. Right here, Ben. On August 9th in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, we'll be doing a concert for Doug Vitale. Doug's right here on the end. To make sure we give him a good time, give his family a good time, show our support, and make sure we raise a lot of money to get him a special home. His wife is here somewhere. Right there. There she is, Bob. Thank you. You're going to have a good time. On October 4th in San Antonio, Texas, or nearabouts, I think it's Canyon Lake, I think. We're going to be doing a concert for Travis Green. Is that where it is, Travis? Canyon Lake? Right, that's what I thought. So Travis is going to have a good time. We're going to have a good October. We're going to keep him busy that weekend. We have another event that he's going to go to. He just found out last night he's going the next night to a big military support event that I do in Dallas. Last night we had a little surprise for Christian Brown. Right here on the end. Raise your hand there, Christian. And we gave him a little surprise last night and told him we were going to do a house for him in 2014. But I'm here today to say that, Christian, on November 1st, we're going to come to your town. We're going to do a concert for you on November 1st to raise the money to get you that house. And you get a T-shirt right now. So another surprise. This is fun. It's good to be able to do good things for great people. Okay, so and in Tucson, Arizona, then the next night in Tucson, Arizona, November 2nd, we're going to go for Matt Lammers and do a concert for Matt right here. We have another warrior that we're building for in Oklahoma, Rusty Dunnigan. He's not here today. But we're going to be doing that. So those are our warriors that we're building for in 2013. All the concerts and all the proceeds from those concerts and all the funds that come into the foundation websites for our Building for America's Bravest program go to make sure that these great heroes get what they deserve. They've given so much for us. We can never do enough for our veterans. We can always try to do a little bit more. Thank you very much, everybody.
I just want to say for all the affiliates here that's going to go out there, you go to GarySinise.org, GarySiniseFoundation.org for the other concerts, or the TunnelToTowers.org. GarySiniseFoundation.org or TunnelToTowers.org. You can go on there, you see the profiles for each one of these great Americans, and you could buy on that thing a door or something, whatever you want to do to help build these great guys their houses. And I have the great pleasure now to introduce Sergeant Mike Nicholson.
It should be on. Just hold on for a second. You're on, buddy.
Yeah, I just want to thank everyone for coming out. I mean, I really appreciate it. Just a few people I want to thank Gary, Frank, Mayor Buckhorn, all the guys from the Tunnel to Towers Foundation and the Gary Sinise Foundation, and also the designer of my house, Mr. James Ramos of Ramos Design. He's sitting out there in the crowd.
All right, Jay.
It's not only me that's getting a house here. I know it's in Tampa, but we're here to recognize all these guys. They've been through the same thing that I have. So and we're all like they said, was an extended family for each other, and we're always there for each other, just like the Tunnel to Towers Foundation is always there for us. So just thank you for coming out and showing your support.
Okay, at this point, we want to thank you all for coming today. This concludes the press conference. Those of you who we had discussed some interviews with, please stay behind for just a few minutes. Once again, we appreciate you all for coming, and have a good day. Thank you.